Let's go.
Always ready.
Okay. Dear Alkistis, some people, maybe the majority of people, don't have self-confidence. Am I right? Is that true?
Definitely. Most people have a very low self-esteem, and they have this thought that I'm not good enough.
Uh-huh.
Most people, if you observe your thoughts during the day, you'll notice that this thought often comes up that says, I'm not good enough.
Where are the roots?
Everyone has, it could be their parents, it could be the society, it could be their first grade teacher, it could be something they brought with them, in their own genes. The point is more, how can we change it? I focus less on the actual roots, but now, okay, we're here now. What can we do about it? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, very central to my work. It's how can we change these self-sabotaging perspectives?
Which are the symptoms of a low self-esteem? How can we realize that a person has low self-confidence?
Oh, I think everybody knows it. Each person, everybody knows that they have. Most people, you have a sense of, I'm not good enough. You keep repeating negative thoughts to yourself, and you know it. Most people, they're aware that, they think, I wish I could be more self-confident. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't think to themselves, I wish I could be more self-confident. I wish I could give more value to myself so that other people would give me more respect and more appreciation and more love and more money, in terms of negotiating your salary or negotiating with a client. So I think if you really ask the average person, or if he's honest with himself, most people understand that, they know that they could be more. Personally, do you think to yourself, there's more potential?
For example, sometimes I feel I'm confident, but sometimes I doubt.
Right.
But
of
when
course,
I doubt,
of course.
I try to think more positively.
So, of course, what you mentioned is very correct. You have moments of self-confidence and moments of self-doubt. Now, the point is to, bring it to a healthy balance. Like, we're not looking to, make you so self-confident that you never doubt yourself, because that's a little psychotic, But how can we lessen the self-sabotaging thoughts? How can we limit the self-limiting thoughts? How can we manage our self-limiting thoughts and bring more of those confidence moments that you mentioned? We have to see what triggers off those confidence moments. I think every person for themselves, Elena, they have to ask themselves, they have to look, when I'm feeling confident, what is it that makes me feel confident? And make a list. Make a list of these things. Is it a physical thing? Like, they know, for example, if they overeat, then the next day they're feeling groggy, they're feeling down and heavy. So it could be a physical thing that makes you up or down. So we have to start observing our habits and to see which habits are bringing you high and which habits are dragging you down.
We will talk about your methods, but until then I have some questions.
Sure.
So can we consider it social problem? Can we call it like this?
Yes, I think it is a social problem. I think it's a tragedy that most people are underliving their potential.
Yes.
And I think it's a failure of the educational system that it focuses a lot on learning in terms of information, getting information across to students, and not really helping students understand themselves and how they can develop a positive psychology. There's far too little in our educational system that used to be the role of the church in traditional societies. It was the role of the church to bring upliftment, to bring belief, and to bring, a positivity. The thing is that now a lot of people are choose to be non-believers, and we can respect that. But where are the children? Where are we getting our emotional and spiritual nourishment from? That gap has not been filled. The gap has not been filled. Once the church is out of the way, there's a gap in modern society.
What kind of role does work media in this case?
Right, media. Well, media. Obviously, I mean, the major role of media is with the news. Okay, the news.
Are they positive or negative?
The news, as we know, negative news sells. This is a statistic. This has been scientifically researched over and over again that negative, shocking news sells. So the news people, they know very well that there's all kinds of very positive stories to tell and to share. But they'd rather, in order to make the news sell, because they are in the business of selling news, they realize that negative, bad news sells, so they focus on the negative news, and that's why we have 95% negative news. So the media affects our mood, and it increases our fear.
Can the nationality have to do with that, and how?
Nationalities. I think that's quite a good issue. The culture of a country can be a more positive, forward-looking culture, like there are the newer countries of the world, as we have Australia, Canada, United States. These countries were built on optimism. It's the new world, as they say, and so these cultures are more optimistic. And generally they focus on the positive. They have a more can-do type mentality. And you can compare them to, for example, America, Canada, Australia. These are like young adolescents. Adolescent people who are full of dreams and believe that everything can happen and everything is positive. And it's good because, in fact, they do bring results. I mean, the Americans reached the moon. I mean, that could be considered a crazy dream, but they did that. So that optimism actually fuels positive results.
And which age is more risky?
What do you mean risky?
Risky.
Risky for what? In what way?
I mean, in this case, in this psychological problem.
Oh, the adolescence. Adolescence must be the worst age. Adolescence is the worst age for insecurities, for, especially with the girls, they worry a lot about their appearance, if they will be as beautiful as the models, and this kind of insecurities happen a lot at adolescence. And then, of course, maybe later on in life when old age is kicking in, then again, all kinds of insecurities, fears. I mean, it varies for individuals, but we can say that adolescence is probably the worst time.
And can you bring some examples of the celebrities or popular human beings who had low self-esteem?
Oh, many celebrities have low self-esteem. Well, we have living examples of Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, anyone who has a drug problem, cocaine, heroin, all of that. Lady Diana, extreme self-hate, self-inflicted pain, anorexia nervosa she had, bulimia, self-hate, low self-esteem, not feeling worthy. A lot of celebrities and a lot of wealthy, successful people, they have this one syndrome. It's called the imposter syndrome. The syndrome that's deep down inside, they fear that they're not worthy of the outer success that they have. So they feel like they're an imposter and that someone is going to discover them, how worthless they really are. You see, they feel that this money came too easy to them, or this success came a little too... it's too much success for them, and they don't actually feel that worthiness of that wealth. So they will self-sabotage through drugs, through all kinds of negative, childish behavior. And they often lose it all.
As arrogant people?
Some people are arrogant. Of course, some people are arrogant. Or I wouldn't call it are arrogant. It's... For me, behind arrogance there is extreme self doubt. You know, so some people who appear arrogant, you know, you have to look a little closer and understand that a lot of this arrogant behavior is just insecurity, which they're trying to cover over. So, you know, a woman might say, oh, he's very arrogant. But what he is he's just trying to cover his insecurity, his feeling of inferiority. So, you know, if you approach these people from a different angle and not as if they're arrogant, oftentimes you will win them over. And they will behave differently to you than they do to other people.
So there is a connection.
It's up to us. It's up to us to learn how to handle these difficult people, arrogant people, you know, people who are just bullying other people. If you know how to handle these people, they can become your a puppy. If you know which buttons to press so that they don't have to put that big act on and protect themselves. So it's not, these people are, you know, very often just people who are insecure, putting on a big act. And if you believe that act, then, you know, they feel like they are successful. But if you know how to handle these people, you can make them disarm. I call it disarm these people. You know, the real key in self-confidence is having the love come in from the heart to yourself, and generally that will attract then other people to love you. So if you don't love yourself, if you don't care for yourself, then other people will not care for you either. They'll treat you badly. So it's the way you treat yourself is the way you train other people to treat you. It all has to do with lack of self-love, lack of true love, you know, needing the love from the outside. What's going on in the mind of the arrogant person?
When you don't appreciate yourself, the others don't see any appreciation.
Yes, because you know, everything you say or everything you don't say speaks about you and how you think about yourself. Just the way you walk in a room. When you walk into a room with, you know, your shoulders back, standing, you know, with a good posture, and you walk in with a smile, and you walk in with a self-confidence, you are giving non-verbal communication messages to people in the room. You know, if you have a sense of humor and you can laugh at yourself, to say, this is me, I love myself, I stand in the world, I stand for what I believe in, and you give this self-confident message out, so then people will treat you. If you walk into a room with your shoulders down and, you know, you don't speak clearly and you don't look at people in the eyes, people will understand that you don't love yourself or someone has hurt you and you're down in life. So, you know, some people will treat you with sympathy. Some people will try to manipulate your weakness. But what I'm saying is that you will not give that air of self-confidence. You know, just the body language alone speaks millions about how you feel about yourself.
And now tell me about your methods. How do you cure your patients?
Well, you know, I'm not really a doctor. I do coaching. I train people in new behaviors. You know, I offer seminars to companies, to, you know, people who are developing their leadership skills. One of the things is the big seminars I do. The other is through my method, the Alkistis method, which is an online method with video courses.
You already know, I think.
Right, it's a video course. Yeah, it's a video course that will it will give you the basic steps for increasing your self-confidence, and especially the self-confidence in terms of communication, because the whole point of self-confidence is to have communication skills, because this is where we need self-confidence, is to persuade other people, to gain positive opinion of other people. So all the method is really aimed at increasing self-confidence and increasing and improving your communication and persuasion skills. Yeah, through simple exercises, through written exercises, through just practice training. It all can be trained. Any person can learn to be self-confident. The method has the person to sit down and write down positive results that they want in their life, right? And these are turned into affirmations, right?
Yeah.
For example, I am a self-confident speaker, able to persuade people. That's a positive affirmation. And then we repeat this affirmation with various self-hypnosis MP3. Self-hypnosis is a method for, that allows the mind to be reprogrammed, for mental programming to happen on a subconscious level. It's a very powerful method to reprogram our thinking. We have a dark side. Of course we have a dark side. Everybody has a dark side, the shadow side, what Jung called the shadow side. The thing is, my method doesn't focus so much on the shadow side as much as it focuses on bringing out more light. I focus on developing the positive characteristics of people, and therefore what happens is our strengths help us to manage our weaknesses, and it limits our weaknesses. So it's just a positive influence. The whole method, it helps people build their self-confidence, become more influential in their life so that, they can realize their projects.
And what goal setting can you suggest for 2014?
Well, every person has their own particular goals that they want to be. Where do you want to be a year from now? Everybody should be asking themselves this question. It's a good time to ask yourself, have a clear image of where do I want to be at the end of 2014. This time will come next year. Where will you be? What will be different in your life? How will you be a different person? I feel it's a very important exercise to do at this time during the year, to really look at the outcome you want and be specific. Say, I want to increase my self-confidence by at least 50%. I want to become a better communicator. I want to have changed jobs. I want to have moved to a different area. So, all kinds of outcomes. It's good to set your goals down and then work with something like my method to upkeep, that energy that you have at the beginning of the year. Because everybody starts out at the beginning of the year with great goals, but they lose the momentum.
Yes, you're right.
Right. So that's why something like my method is very useful, because it keeps your momentum going all year round to that outcome that you've chosen. People need a coach. They need an assistant. If not a real coach, a live coach, you need at least some kind of method that's going to help you keep your momentum. Because if you could do it yourself, you would have done it, right?
Yes.
You would have done it. If you believe that you can discipline yourself, just ask yourself, is your self-discipline bringing you the results you want? Has it shown you the results? If it doesn't, then that means you need some assistance. That's when you need a coach or a method, at least to help you, to support you, or a group.
And what do you wish to people from all over the world for the next coming year, 2014?
Well, the obvious, my dear Elena. I wish that people, open up their hearts to one another and collaborate and cooperate and just understand that we're just brothers and sisters living on this earth, and we have to learn to live together. And it's not about world peace, it's about bringing peace into your own home, into your own office, into your own relationships. That's how peace comes about. Gandhi had said, there is no way to peace, peace is the way. So if we all want more peace on earth, as I think we all want for ourselves and for the children, we need to be peace. That's all. That's my only little reminder to everyone, that we all want peace, we all want love, but let's be that change that we want to see in the world.
Pleasure talking to you again.
It was a pleasure speaking to you, Elena. I wish you all the best this year. I know you're making some changes in your career.
Yeah. And you helped me. And when I see your videos, they inspire me. And your personality.
Thank you. That's good. I'm happy because, I'm inspired by other people, and it's good to pass it on, and you're going to inspire other people. You're already, I'm sure, inspiring people, and you probably don't even know it, And I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Alkistis. See you next time.
Goodbye for now.
2014. We will talk about other topic.
Of course. All right. Goodbye for now.